I don't think there's any way to go back to this old colonial type of unipolar world. China has played a decisive role in bringing this about because of the economic power that China has developed over the at least the last 40 years since the opening up. There is no question that the Great Renovation is going to continue. And I think that will lead and continue to play a decisive role in how this new world order is going to materialize, because it's connected, of course, to the Belt and Road Initiative, which has a lot of support. There's over 153 nations that are cooperating with it. So it's time for the so-called Western world to wake up and join. Well, I think that it's very clear that President Xi Jinping, when he outlined the Belt and Road Initiative in 2013, already had a long-term plan for both modernizing China, but not only internally, because obviously China's internal development with the fast trains, the transport has surpassed any other nation on the planet. And given the extremely large number of people that live in China, 1.4 billion people, the amount of a potential workforce, which is not just potential, but is actively engaged in all of these incredible development projects, water projects, infrastructure, road building. The transformation that China has undergone is a unique aspect of world history that no other nation has achieved in history at that rate. And it will continue. It's on its way and is moving, to my knowledge, forward in leaps and bounds. The only problem in light of this, as I've already said, is the Western European economies and the United States are still refusing to recognize the role of China and the Belt and Road as a positive basis for world cooperation, and they therefore continue to use operate or ideas like de-risking, indicating that they do not feel comfortable or willing to cooperate openly in light of these global changes. I think that can change, and we're going to work to achieve that. But China's modern development will continue to expand and go forward. And I see no indications whatsoever that it will stop or be slowed down in any fundamental way. As I say, from 2013 to 2023, we celebrated, as I was present in Beijing for the Belt and Road Forum. This is a concept of connectivity that is already having deep imprints in changing the landscape in Africa. There are many countries now in South America. You have the connectivity of from Kunming to Vientiane in Laos. You have the agreements between Indonesia, which is one of the largest populations in the world, in working together with the Belt and Road. So we have already seen world changes based on the idea of developing infrastructure as the basis for eliminating poverty. And there is no other way to do it. The failure of Western policymakers in the general modern period since effectively since World War II, but even since the 70s, 1970s, 80s, and from forward to now, under the IMF and the World Bank, development did not go forward. In fact, it was generally prevented. So we're already seeing that through the Belt and Road Initiative, like it or not, the rest of the world is joining and cooperating in the great majority because this is leading their nations and the world in general out of poverty, and seeing this again as a alternative that Sweden, in my view, would benefit enormously from, much more than what they are presently doing by insisting on military escalation and the joining of NATO. This is not going to help the Swedish population, and it is certainly not going to help to contribute to peace and development in the rest of the world. So the Belt and Road is the direction that humanity needs to work with. And it's time for the Western European countries to wake up and recognize this. That was developed out of Shenzhen and the Guangdong area of China, which is now one of the leading economic areas of development generally, is now being promoted as the model to expand and improve development in Xinjiang, which would mean not only that this area of the western part of China would experience great development and growth for all of the population, but it will also mean that all of the countries that are bordering Xinjiang, there are clearly very many key opportunities for how to expand the Belt and Road into Central Asia in ways that will further improve communication and development. And I think this is the direction that things are going to go. Guangdong was an experience of, for me, of historic importance to see it for myself and to be able to see the plan of expanding that kind of modernization into areas like Xinjiang is exactly the kind of direction that China will continue to go, but will give increasing opportunities to other countries. So I think that we can only endorse it as the best road to continue in all respects. That's my view of it.